Okay, let's get started with some reading today. I need you to get out this reading packet. Okay, so you should have that at your desk. You were reading some chapters yesterday, 2 and 3. You did a Schoology worksheet, hopefully on chapter 2, the Fern chapter 2 worksheet. And then you have some questions in that packet that you needed to fill out. Remember, this packet is going to be a great study guide at the end of this story when we're taking the final test. Okay, it's going to kind of remind you of things that happen that we don't always keep in our mind as we're reading. So we called them guided reading questions. They're guiding our reading, helping us remember and take note of those important events or important things we need to remember for later down the road. So today, we're not reading a new chapter. Okay, we'll read a chapter tomorrow. Today we're going to review chapter 1, which we've already read, and we read that together, but we didn't answer the questions in the packet. So I want to go back over those with you. Chapter 1 is I in the packet. Well, we're not to V yet, that's 5. So chapter 1 looks like this. That's where I'm at here. We're going to answer those questions here quick. I'm not going to go real slow through them, because we're only going to write down like 1-word answers, 2 words if necessary, maybe a few more. Most of them, I know I generally encourage you to write more, right, and use complete sentences, but in this case, these are kind of your notes, okay? And a lot of these questions only may require 1 or 2 words, okay? These are your notes that you're kind of keeping on this book, all right? So chapter 1, the first question says, what kind of day does the chapter open with? Remember what kind of day it was, Kenny? If not, you can look back in the story. Yeah, it was a perfect day. It was a beautiful sunny day. A beautiful spring day, it says in the story. So you write that down for 1. Beautiful spring day. Writing it down, Hunter. What was happening in the alley? Number 2, Maya? Yeah, dog fight. Which animal was boldest? Which one was he surprised by? Juliana? Yeah, the red hound dog. He was the boldest. Red hound dog.
Was the coonhound the one that was getting ganged up by the dogs?
Yeah, and remember he would come out and he'd dive back in trying to protect himself, and yeah, he was.
I thought it was the.
There were a lot of dogs there, so it got a little maybe confusing at some point, right?
I thought there was like one little dog, and then the coonhound came out of the alley like the big one. He was like,
Saved another dog, and then the coonhound ended up getting her. Yes. Number 1 was the beautiful spring day. So right here, beautiful spring day. You might say it was a perfect day. We haven't seen too many of those now being in winter, have we?
Hey, at least the snow is melting for us who play sports.
And the sun was out yesterday, so we'll take that.
Was early.
Yeah. All right, what are we on? 4. What did the man do to get the attention he wanted? So he was trying to get the attention of the dogs, right? What did he do? Josh?
He shouted.
He did. He yelled. What else? What else did he do, Kenny?
He swung his coat.
Yeah, he was swinging his coat around, remember? So he tried yelling, and then he took his coat off, and he was swinging that around. So yelled, swung his coat around for number 4. Number 5, we have to think about or go back in the story and look. It says, where did the lone fighter belong? So where did that red hound belong and why? Now here's where you might have more than just a word because it says why. Riker?
He lived in the country because he was a hunting dog.
Right. It said he should be in the country because he was a hunting dog. That's where the author, or not the author, but Billy told us he should be. In the country because he was a hunting dog. Good. I see some writing. I'm going to give you another second or 2 here.
I think the dog came back.
I don't
Because
know.
he left the gate open.
Possibly, right? Find out at the end of the story. That's a good prediction, though, right?
Since there's 17 more chapters.
We got a lot more to go yet. All right, number 6. Who is Buddy? Who's Buddy, John?
The dog.
Yeah, that's the dog. How do we know that? Or why does he kind of assume that, Kenny?
Because it looks like a little boy scripted into his collar.
Yeah, it looked like he said it was kind of scribbled into his collar, so we knew that the dog's name was probably Buddy. How did the man show his gratitude? Wyatt?
He took him in the house and took care of him for days.
Yeah, he cleaned him up and he fed him, didn't he? Okay. Took Buddy home and fed him and cleaned him up. What happened when dark came? Hunter?
He let him go.
Yeah, he let the dog go free. Open the gate and let him go. Yes.
Is this story about his adult or his child?
Ooh, so far, well, you read 2 chapters yesterday, and we're going to talk more about those 2 chapters in a little bit, okay? But remember, the story chapter 1 started out with him as an adult, okay? We'll talk about 2 and 3 once we get through these questions. It says, what does the man whisper as his new friend leaves? Juliana?
I think it was a good luck.
It was. He mentions good luck. What else does he tell him, Kenny?
Goodbye, old fellow. Good luck and good hunting.
Yep, goodbye, good luck, and good hunting. Goodbye, good luck, and good hunting is what he tells the dog as he leaves. Why does he think? Why does the man think, I'm on number 10, something drastic must have happened in the hound's life? Adam?
Was he in the residential area?
Okay, yeah, he was in a residential area. Okay. Maya? Okay, he was very thin. He does describe his appearance to us, doesn't he? He was thin. Okay, he's in this residential area, which we know he's supposed to be in the country, right? Because he's a hunting dog. That's where he should be, typically. Nick?
Wasn't it something about his paws?
He did say he had traveled a long way by the look of his paws. Good. Kenny?
He was all scraped up.
Mm-hmm. He also mentioned the fact that he was alone. Remember, the dog was traveling alone. And he found that odd. Because it's unusual for a hound to be traveling alone. Those other ones are good ones, too. Okay, he was in the residential area. He was thin. His paws were wore down or sore. Those are all good ones. What feeling came over the man? Claire.
Wonderful feeling.
Yeah, wonderful feeling, right? He started having these memories. Good. Which takes us to 12. What memories did he have? Riker?
Memories as a kid when he saved up money to get his own 2 hounds.
Yeah, memories about his 2 hound dogs that he saved money for. Oh, that was 12, right?
Yeah.
3. Okay, need a little more time? Still writing? I don't want to rush you if you're still writing. If you need another second, we'll wait. I see a few people still writing. There are lots of hands. We know this story. We must like this story because we remember the details. 13. Why did the man leave the gate open? Canyon?
If he came back,
Yeah, in case the dog decided to come back. He left the gate open. I think he was secretly kind of hoping, right, the dog would come back.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. It was meant to be to keep the dog in that case, right?
But it's a wild dog, so.
Well, but it's got a collar on him, so he's probably not that wild, but we don't know much about him, do we, being that he is running around.
He was probably like a hunting dog that ran away.
Maybe. 14, what was the dark atmosphere in the house perfect for? Maya? It was for the fire, but what was he starting to do? It was dark, the fire was crackling. Kenny?
It was perfect for his mood.
Yeah, what was his mood? What was he doing? What was starting to happen at the end of chapter 1, Josh?
He was smoking his pipe.
He was. What else? Claire? Right. He was starting to kind of reminisce, or the memories were coming back. It's perfect for his memories. It says, what gleamed from the mantle? Josh?
2 cups.
Yep. The two cups. What were in the cups? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Let's just skip a page here. Canyon, what were in the cups?
I wasn't amazing.
No? What do you think? You have any ideas? You have any thoughts? Any guesses?
I don't think it said anything that was.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, it wasn't anything physical like we're thinking of. It wasn't like water or anything like that. He took them down. There was a story in those cups, a story that went back more than half a century. So his memories, right?
Yeah.
The story about his life
He's older.
were in those cups.
Wait, isn't a century 100 years? Or 10?
Yes. Century's 100.
Centuries ago, right? It said half a century
So
though.
that means
That
he's
means
like
like
over
50
50.
So if it's half a century, right,
50 years.
right.
Years.
All right. So, memories are in those cups. What does that mean? Were there actually things in the cup? We've got some figurative language going here. What does it mean, Riker?
He didn't actually have memories in the cups. It's just, he could just, when he like sees the cups, or like when he could like pour like water in there or something, while he drinks it, he thinks of his memories.
I doubt he uses them as a cup, but those cups are bringing back memories, aren't they? Right? When he sees them, like you were saying, it kind of brings back memories to him. Okay, it's not actually something in the cup. Kind of figurative language. Okay, questions, boys?
I have a theory.
Go ahead.
Maybe the cup is the cup that he used as his bag.
Maybe. Canyon?
I think the cups are like trophies because he said one of them was gold and one of them was silver, and it looked like both of them had wings.
Yep, he did describe them for us, didn't he? They're probably trophies. Good. All right. So chapter 2 we read yesterday to start off with. We learned a little bit more now about Billy, but Billy as a child, right? What did Billy have as a child? What was wrong with him? I wasn't going to say wrong, but what was it, John? Yeah, puppy fever, puppy disease, he called it, puppy love. So our first question says, what kind of puppy love is the author talking about? You're supposed to answer these yesterday, and I think this was also a question on your worksheet, right? And we talked about it was the real kind of puppy love, right? It was the love that he was wanting this dog. Okay? How many dogs does the boy want? 2. I see fingers. Yeah, 2. He wanted 2 dogs, not 1, 2. What kind of dogs does Billy want? What kind does he want? Jackson? Coonhounds. And he said it wasn't just a typical child wanting a dog, right? He was very specific in the number he wanted and the kind he wanted. All right, I'm going to stop here for a second. Point of view. Who's telling us this story? What point of view are we getting this story from, Wyatt? Question. First person, third? First, right? Billy's telling us the story. We see a lot of I, right? I, me, my's in here. Okay, so Billy's telling us the story. We're getting it from first person. So we get a lot of information about Billy and his thoughts and feelings. Okay, we don't really see a whole lot from others unless Billy witnesses that or overhears his parents talking a few times, right? So first person. And remember, the beginning of our story started out when? John? When he was older, which you might say was present, right? Right now he's telling this story. And then he gets into the story and he's talking about the past. So those are some things to keep in mind. Okay, chapter 1 was present, and now in these chapter 2 and 3 and so on will be past.
This is
Okay.
a story, right?
No, it's fiction. but it's realistic fiction. So if it's realistic fiction, good question, what does that mean? What's that mean, Nick?
It's like it hasn't happened, but it's possible. That
Right. It could have happened. It's something that could have happened, but it's somebody made it up. So
Yeah.
realistic fiction. Okay, for this story. Good. Let's keep going here. What number am I on? 4?
Yeah.
Why do Papa and Mama say Billy can't get what he wants? Claire? Yeah, they didn't have the money. Okay, those dogs were expensive. They also say there's no money, and what else did he want? He wanted hunting dogs to go hunting. What else did he want, Adam? Right, and Mama said, nope, that's not happening until you're 21. Okay, at least.
Why not 18?
Oh, that was their rules for the family, I guess. Where does Billy and his family live? Jackson? Yeah, in the Ozarks. On Cherokee land we read about yesterday. All right, check your work. I'm going to go through these a little quicker because you should have them written down already, okay? And you might have to just fill in a few.
One that I didn't get.
That's fine. If there, I had mentioned, if you didn't,
Under.
if you skipped some or couldn't find some, it was fine. What kind of trees were around the cabin? Hunter?
I think it was oak.
It was red oak trees. Good. You writing these down?
Alright.
What river ran near the area? Ooh, Wyatt?
The Illinois River.
The Illinois River is correct. So that was number 7, Illinois River. And spelling, if you're not sure how to spell it, try your best, abbreviate it. Remember, these are your notes. Okay, I'm not collecting these chapter 2 and 3 study guide notes this time. Okay. What tracks fascinated Billy the most? Ooh, Adam? What's that? Yeah, the coon tracks, right? The little tracks that the raccoons were making fascinated him the most. That's what he really wanted to catch. What was Billy from the time he could walk? What was he from the time he could walk? Claire? Yeah, he was a hunter, right? It was what he did. Frogs and toads, and I think he talked about fish, different fish he would, tadpoles and that kind of stuff. Always a hunter. What happened to Billy with his puppy disease that convinced his mother to take action? Emmy? Yeah, he started to lose weight, right? And that's why he called it the puppy disease. Okay, he was starting to make him sick and unhealthy. Yes.
When he had the puppy disease, they saw that it was getting skinny and they could see the bones. It was just like the coon from
It
when
was.
he over.
From when he found him, right?
Wait, is that why he got memories?
That and his dogs.
Well, the dog itself made him remember about his dogs, but right now he's talking about a time where he so wanted these dogs that he couldn't sleep and couldn't eat. That was all he could think about. Okay, and it made him sick, or he lost weight and made him unhealthy. What would Papa buy with $75? What was he gonna buy, Maya? He said he'd buy a new mule. What gift did Papa bring? Finally got something, Canyon. What did he get?
Traps.
Yeah, Papa brought him some traps. He was pretty excited about those traps, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What was the first thing Billy caught? Now I think this is funny. Claire? Sammy the house cat. Poor Sammy.
Why is broke down
He caught Sammy a few times, didn't he? You would think he would have learned, but no such luck.
No, it's not his fault. It's Sammy's fault because after like the first or first time,
You would think he'd learn, right?
yeah.
Oh, those cats are curious, so that's how they are.
Like,
Especially that one, it sounded like. All right, how did the farm animals react? What was happening on the farm, John?
The cow wouldn't give milk.
Yeah, they were all throwing a fit, right? The cow wouldn't give milk. The chickens were going crazy. Yeah, the pigs were running in circles. Yeah, the animals were not happy when that was happening. How did Mama react? Juliana?
I'm like sad or worried.
Okay, she was, but how did she react when the cat was caught in the trap? I'm not sure I could have acted like she did. I would have been like the farm animals. Oh! Kenny, how'd she act?
She pinned the cat's head down.
She was very calm, wasn't she? And helpful. Okay?
So how do you just do that to an animal when you
Well, she was just holding him down so we could so she could unlatch him.
Yeah,
But she was very calm and helpful. What did Sammy end up doing? Adam? Yeah, he followed him around, kept getting in traps, right? And Mama had to move the
That's
traps.
just not smart.
And then in the end, because he at one point had all his paws wrapped up, what did Sammy do? Or what didn't he do, maybe is what I should be asking. Maya? Yeah, he kind of ran away, right? He didn't come around anymore. He was too nervous. He kind of kept his distance from everybody. Billy mentioned he wasn't the nice cat that he was before. He was kind of standoffish, right? He didn't come around.
And then once you plant those traps, he comes looking at those traps and they
Yeah, and that's what scared him off. When Billy was asked to hunt down, when was Billy asked to hunt down in the cane brakes in the back of the fields? I think that question needs to be reworded. What'd you get? Kenny?
after he caught a hen.
Yeah, after he caught a hen, he was asked to go somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he caught a hen, he caught this cat, now he caught the hen, so they're like, you gotta go somewhere else and hunt. After trying and not getting hounds again, what plan did Billy have? What was he gonna do, John? That's what he promised, Mom, if he got them. But what was he gonna do because he couldn't get them? Claire? He was what? He was gonna leave home, right? And just bring a dog home. He was gonna run away.
Yep, that's what
Okay. What did Billy stay up all night listening to? That made him even more crazy, Nick.
But someone else's coonhound hunting.
Yeah, another coonhound at night hunting with a hunter with his dogs. Out at night. What does Mama correctly guess about Billy? Maya? Yeah, that he's not sleeping at night because of that dog, right? Howling. What does Papa think? We'll put the muscles on Billy. Claire?
Sunshine and exercise.
Yeah, some exercise, right? He's gonna have him work in the field. And Billy is actually pretty happy about this, isn't he?
Yeah.
He thinks he's finally Papa's recognizing him as a man, so he appreciates that. How do you think Billy should go about getting 2 dogs? And you should have written your own answer. We're gonna go on to 3 here because we're running out of time. All right. Let's see if we can get through these. Great job on chapter 1 and 2 questions. Okay. Keep that up. It'll help make the story easier as we go through. So chapter 3. Some things happen here for Billy. Let's see what happens. Number 1, what did Billy find that changed his life? Life-changing, John. What was it?
A Sportsman magazine.
Yeah, this magazine. And why did that magazine change his life? Adam? Yeah, he saw an ad on there for the coonhounds he wanted. It said, how much would hunting dogs cost according to this magazine, Josh?
$50.
Right, 50 for the both, right? 25 each. So that was pretty reasonable to him at that time, right?
Yeah. $50 was a lot back then, though.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
But he thought, oh, that was probably less than he had found it anywhere
But
else.
now dogs are like $100. They're like 400, 500.
So some are very expensive.
I got mine
Some are in the
for
thousands.
I got mine for 90.
All right, ready? Number 3. As the sun set in the forest, what did Billy notice? The sun was setting. What did he notice, Wyatt?
The fishermen at a campsite.
Oh, they might. What else, Kenny?
A big swamp rat.
Okay. Emmy? The cow? Claire, what else? Well, eventually he does, but at night he realizes, I think we're getting there, that wild animals are coming out, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Which is what he's gonna need to make that money. Okay? So at sunset, the wild animals come out. What new plan did Billy come up with to get those pups? What's he gonna do, Nick,
To get the what?
to get the pups?
He's gonna save up money
How?
by like in the winter trapping animals, and in the summer selling like fish and stuff.
He's gonna, right, he's gonna
Fish.
hunt what he does best, right? He's gonna hunt these different things. He's gonna sell the furs, the fish, and he's gonna save this money. Okay. What can did Billy use as a bank? Somebody mentioned earlier it was those trophies, but it's not. What does he end up using, John? Yeah, an old KC baking powder can. So it's got like the lid on there, like a tin that he's keeping his money in. Okay. Where did Billy hide the can with the 23 cents? Jackson? Yeah, in the barn, in the hay.
Well, what if the horses eat the hay? Oh,
No,
Well,
it's
if you're-
up on the loft.
Yeah. So the loft is way up high. That's where you store your hay.
Yeah,
So he
true.
up there. You'll pull the bales down then to feed your animals.
Some raccoons could go up there.
They could. That's true. Raccoons could get up there. What did Billy sell? We kind of already talked about this. He sold crawfish, minnows, berries. His grandfather bought animal skins. He sold vegetables, roasted ear of corn. So he had a whole list of things that he was selling. When Billy earned $27.46, how old was he? Emmy? Yeah, he was 12. So we start the story at what, 10, right?
Yeah.
And now he's 12, so 2 years have passed.
and then
When Billy lay back on the hay, what did he think of? Just laying there. Kenny, what did he think of?
The past 2 years.
Yeah, and all that hard work, right? The past 2 years, all the hard work, right? You good?
Yep.
Summer's still writing. I didn't want to. Got everything, June? We can always look at them again if you missed any, okay? Just let me know. Claire, you got a question? Or you ready for the answer? Okay. Let me give June here a second. You good? Okay. Adam's writing. Take a slight pause. All right. Number 10, right?
Yeah.
When Billy dumped out the money, what did Grandpa say? What did he say, Claire?
Where did you get all this?
Yeah, he was kind of surprised, right? Dumbfounded by all this. Where did you get all this money?
You know, like,
He was shocked. What look finally came back to his grandfather's face? So he had this look of shock, right? Like, where did this come from? What's happening, Riker?
his old grandfather friendly look.
Yeah, his friendly old grandfather look. Okay, finally came back, right?
knew it.
What questions did Grandpa ask before he cried? Questions did he ask? Maya? Yeah, how come your feet are scratched up? What else did he ask him? John?
Haircut.
Yeah, if he needed a haircut. Do you need a haircut? And why are your feet all scratched up? What is Grandpa going to do? Grandpa's a nice guy. What's he going to do, Adam? Yeah, he's going to help him out. He's going to write to the kennels and ask him about those puppies. Why does Grandpa suggest they not mention this to Papa? Emmy? Yeah, Papa still wants to buy a mule and not necessarily dogs.
It's only $50.
What does Grandpa give Billy? Whatever every kid wants, right, Nick? What's he give him?
Candy.
Candy. And what does Billy do with the candy?
He didn't he like hide it in his room or something?
No, he didn't hide that in his room. Kenny, what's he do with it?
He shared it with his sisters.
Yeah, he ate some and then he shares it with his sisters. Okay?
I just said it.
So that was chapter 3. All right.
You shared it.
What we need to do, you're going to hold on to those. You have a quiz over chapters 1 through 3 tomorrow. Okay? And I want to go to, in your packet, you should have the next page. Should be vocab for 3 and 4. So if I get to that one here. Here it is, vocab.
Where?
Okay?
This?
This page here. It should say Where the Red Fern Grows, chapters 3 to 4, part 1 and 2 matching. It should be right after the chapter 3, well, right before the chapter 3 questions. Okay? See it? I don't have page numbers on there, sorry. You gotta flip till you find it. Look at the top. Alright. Let me see.
No.
Publish. I got a couple of things here on Schoology to help you out with this. Now, the top part shows you some words and definitions, right? And I know they're giving you page numbers and they're wanting you to go look in the book, but your book, because it's online, doesn't match those page numbers. So I'm okay if you look these up and match the definitions, okay? These down here is where I want to direct your attention right now. And up here, I said sentences for context clues, chapter 3, 4. What I did, so we can practice using context clues, was I pulled these sentences from the story, okay? So your first word down here at the bottom is festered. This is the sentence in the story that uses the word festered. So let's look at that sentence. I'm trying to get it. There we go. It says, every time I'd see a coon track down in our fields or along the riverbanks, the old sore would get all festered up and start hurting. Based on that sentence, what do you think festered means? What do you think it means, Nick?
You know, like kind of like hyper.
Now think about what is getting festered up. An old sore is getting festered up. Remember, his feet are all scratched up, right? He generally doesn't wear shoes. What do you think is happening, Adam? Yeah, so if it's getting festered up, it's probably either bothering him or it's getting worse. Okay, so you can write those things down. Claire, you want to add to that?
I think it's the one that I think it's.
Well, we're down here at the bottom. Down here. In those sentences. So you have to write festered is written there. They want you to write a definition for the word. Okay? So for the bottom half, you're using these sentences to try and come up with a definition. If you're really just not certain, it's okay to look it up.
Wait.
Okay?
So, what do you mean look it up?
Look it up like on a dictionary, in your dictionary, on your iPad. So first, you're going to do the top half. Let's go over that again. Top half, look those words up, match the definitions. You may not have to look all of them up. Okay, match the definition to the word. The bottom half, I posted these sentences in Schoology under the vocab folder. I want you to use these sentences to try to come up with your own definition of those words, just like we did for festered. The next one is haunches. A big swamp rabbit hopped on the trail, sat on his haunches, stared at me, and then scampered away. What do you think haunches mean? What is he probably sitting on? Think about a dog. Think about a rabbit. Picture that in your mind. Claire? Yeah, his back legs, right? So you would write here for haunches, back legs. All right, for festered, we wrote bothered, right? Swelled up, hurting more, something along those lines. You've got the bottom half to do. When you're done with all of those, let's make sure we can do this. Here we have Chapter 3 vocab. If you prefer to type it, you can click on this and it's Notability. When you're done, if you typed in a Notability, submit it here. Otherwise, just a picture if you're right out of your packet there, then submit it. Okay? That's it for reading today. Just the vocab 3-4 worksheet.
So just this?
Just that. And then remember, you have a quiz tomorrow over 1 through 3. So review those questions we just talked about.
Don't we have like a test for social studies?
Yes. And we'll review for that in a little bit. Okay? That's it for reading.